Decision making with the help of if then and if then else statements. The if then and if then else conditional statements let a Java program make simple decisions about what to do next. They work in the same logical way as we do when making decisions in real life. For example, when making a plan with a friend, I could say, if Sanjeev gets home before 5 p.m., then we shall go out for an early dinner. When 5 p.m. arrives, the condition, that is, Sanjeev is home, which determines whether we all go out for an early dinner, will either be true or false. It works exactly the same in Java. Let's say part of a program we are writing needs to calculate if the purchaser of a ticket is eligible for a child's discount. Anyone under the age of 16 gets a 10% discount on the ticket price. We can let our program make this decision by using an if-then statement. If age is less than 16, is child equals to true. In our program, an integer variable called age holds the age of the ticket purchaser. The condition, that is the ticket purchaser under 16? If age is less than 16, is placed inside the brackets or parentheses here immediately after the if. If this condition is true, now this is a Boolean expression. It will evaluate to true or false. If it is true, then the statements beneath the if statement is executed. That is child equal to true. In this case, a Boolean variable is child is set to true when if this condition, that is age is less than 16, evaluates to true. The syntax follows the same pattern every time. The if keyword followed by a condition in brackets or parentheses, basically parentheses with the statement to execute underneath. If condition is true, execute this statement. The key thing to remember is the condition must equate to a Boolean value, that is true or false. After the evaluation of this expression, it must evaluate to true or false. That is the mandatory point we must note while writing the condition. Often a Java program needs to execute more than one statement if a condition is true. This is achieved by using a block, that is enclosing the statements in curly brackets. Now suppose we have a condition if age is less than 16, then two statements need to be executed. Is child equal to true and discount equal to 10. So we have to put these two statements within these curly braces, and we say this is a block. All the statements that we put under this block, they will be executed if this condition gets true. Otherwise, none of them will be executed. This form of the if-then statement is the most commonly used, and I would recommend using curly brackets even when there is only one statement to execute. It improves the readability of the code and leads to fewer programming mistakes. Without the curly brackets, it's easy to overlook the effect of the decision being made, or to come back later and add another statement to execute but forget to also add the curly brackets. Then we have the if then else statement. The if then statement can be extended to have statements that are executed when the condition is false. Also, although this else part is optional, but we can extend the if then statement to have else part. If then else statement executes the first set of statements if the condition is true. Otherwise, the second set of statements are executed. The syntax is if condition, then the first set of statements that needs to be executed, a block of the statements we can say, which is put under these curly brackets. We put them under these curly brackets, means a block, else execute statements if condition is false. Now we know that this condition is always a Boolean expression, means it will evaluate to true or false. If this is true, then the first set of statement is executed, and the second one that we have put under the else part, that gets skipped, that will not be executed. And if this condition is false, then first set of statements that is not executed, and the second set of statements, second block is executed. Second block of the statements is executed. In the ticket program, let us say we need to make sure the discount is equal to 0 if the ticket purchaser is not a child. Then we can write, if age is less than 16, then the first set of statements, that is child equal to true and discount equals to 10, else discount equals to 0. So either first set gets executed or second set of the statements gets executed depending upon the condition. If it is true, then first set is executed, and if this condition is false, then second set is executed. The if then else statements also allows the nesting of if then statements. This allows decision to follow a path of conditions. For example, the ticket program might have several discounts. We might first test to see if the ticket purchaser is a child, then if they are a pensioner, then if they are a student, and so on. We can write this way: if age is 16, less than 16, then is child equal to true, discount equal to 10. Else if age is greater than 65, is pensioner equals to true, discount equals to 15. Else if is student equals to true, then discount equals to 5. So multiple conditions may be used, may be utilized with the help of this if else if ladder. As you can see, the if then else statement pattern just repeats itself. If at any time the condition is true, then the relevant statements are executed, and any conditions beneath are not tested to see whether they are true or false. That's an important point. And any conditions beneath are not tested to see whether they are true or false. For example, if the age of the ticket purchaser is 67, then the highlighted statements are executed, and the is student equals to true condition is never tested. The program just continues on. There is something worth noting about the is student equal to true condition. I have written the condition to make it clear that we are testing whether is student has a value of true. But because it is a Boolean variable, we can actually write else if is student, then discount equals to 5. Now what is the difference between is student equals to true and simply else if is student? Now is student is supposed to be a Boolean variable. Boolean variable itself is evaluates to true or false. So after evaluation, the value of the Boolean variable, that is student, either it is true or false, if true or if false. So is it required to put is student equal to true, true equals to true, or false equals to true, or simply we can write is student? If this is confusing, the way to think about it is like this. We know a condition is tested to be true or false. For integer variables like age, we have to write an expression that can be evaluated to true or false. For example, we may write age equals to 12, or we may write age is greater than 35, because after the evaluation of these two expressions, we shall have either the true or the false as a result, etc. But Boolean variables already evaluates to be true or false. We don't need to write an expression to prove it, because if is student is already saying if is student is true. If you wanted to test that a Boolean variable is false, just use the unary operator not. It inverts a Boolean value. Therefore, if not is student is essentially saying if student is false. We shall write in the next video lesson, we shall write a Java program where we shall be using if then statements, then if then else statement, and nested if statements.